Hello everyone, my name's Joe and Ocarina of Time is my most favorite and most played game of all time, so I decided to go back and make a top 10 secrets / Easter egg video for it. Let's go. Alright, so these are in no particular order, but let's start with number 1. So this is the most recent one I found. A couple years ago I was playing through, and I just was rolling around, and one day I just went through a wall in Ganon's castle. This is right at the beginning, right where all the sage rooms are. You go in through the wall, there's a fairy fountain, and there's 4 little Deku shrubs. I think one sells potion, like health or something like that. It's useful if you're gonna go fight Ganon and you don't have anything, and you don't want to go back and, or Ganondorf, sorry. You don't have to go back to, like, Kariko Village or whatever. And I'd also like to point out that these aren't the most secret of the secrets, but they're the ones I like the most. So let's start with number 2. Go to the Crazy Man Laboratory in Lake Hylia. Go to the bottom of his swimming pool. Don't know how many people saw this. There's a heart piece down here if you swim to the bottom. But yes, there's a shark. Just a 2D shark. I like that one a lot. Alright, for number 3, let's go to Castle Town at night. And let's go into this mini game. As you can see, you pay 10 rupees. You get to play the treasure box shop mini game, whatever. You get a key and you go in and you have to guess which treasure chest has the next key. And I don't know how many people have actually done this without the Lens of Truth, but if you do it without the Lens of Truth, you'll probably mess up a lot. But with the Lens of Truth, you get to see where the key is. I don't know how many people know about this. I'm really kind of puzzled about this one. Leave a comment if you knew about this one, because I haven't seen it on any sites or anything. But yes, so once you use the Lens of Truth, you go into the end. There's a 50 rupee reward if you haven't gotten the heart piece, but if you haven't gotten the heart piece, there's a heart piece. Boom, there you go. Most helpful cheat ever. Cheat, secret, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same. Number 4. So for number 4, let's go to any old cow in the world. I choose to go to the farm. You get to see Crazy Luigi Man. And if you go over to a cow with an empty jar, you bring out your ocarina and you play Epna's song. I don't know, I butchered. I've always said Epna. Let's just call it that. You play her song and you get to talk to a very special friend. He's your cow friend, and he will tell you, "Moo, what a nice song. It reminds me of the pasture. That song makes me feel so good I can produce a lot of milk. Not sexual at all. Have some of my refreshing and nutritious milk." And he gives you some milk. And it actually replenishes a lot of hearts. I don't know. I think it's like 5 or something. It says it up here. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that one's very beneficial if you're like, you need some health in a pinch. Just like a kooky one that not sure how many people know about. Alright, let's move on to number 5 and number 6. As you can see, these are the things in the game that just keep time, don't really seem to do anything. But if you put on the Mask of Truth that you acquired from the Mask Shop, it'll tell you a useful hint. Sometimes useful, most of the time not. This one, for example, says something about the bugs that you put in the hole, and you get the leaf thing that flies you around. But nonetheless, it's still interesting. Also, my favorite one, probably, is if you put the bomb down next to it, and then run away, and then look at it, something very interesting happens. And boom. It turns into a rocket ship. I always love that. I remember finding that for the first time, being like, what the heck? Anyway, let's move on to number 7. As you can see, this is always the nice, pleasant girl who's really nice, and you think, oh, she's such a good girl. But no, look closer. Look at her scarf. What is that? What is that? It's Bowser. She has a Bowser on her breast. I don't know what she's doing with that. She's up to something. Maybe that's why that the farm got overthrown. I don't know. That's just like a fun little Easter egg. It's like the one in the castle. Number 8. As you can see, if you unite the signs and you're like, oh, I really needed to read that sign, what am I going to do now? You just pull out your ocarina and play Zelda's Lullaby. And just like magic, you play you play your little jam, and then up comes the sign. He gets revived. The sign comes back to life. That works on all the square signs. It doesn't work on like the pennant looking ones that are like pointed. And you can't cut those down, that's why. Moving on to number 9. Go to Kariko Village. I know I probably messed that up. I don't know. It's weird names. You look up to the windmill, and there's a little post. You use your long shot, and you can get up there. And as you can see, there's quite a nice surprise. Not a heart piece, as you would suspect, but a chicken, or a cuckoo, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, it's just a fun little chicken just chilling up here. Maybe he got up there after, as young Link, you put all the chickens in the thing. There's always one missing, I guess. But anyway, that's just a fun one. You can parachute down with your chicken and land softly. Alright, moving on to the last one, number 10. This one's my personal favorite, actually. So you go to the farm and you do the trial after you've already saved the farm. And you have to beat 50 seconds for 2 laps, if you have to hit 49 and below. And once you do this, you go to your house and you'll find a nice little surprise. There's a freaking cow. You get your own cow. Help make your own milk or whatever you want to do with him. He looks kind of sad. His eyes are closed, poor cow. But yeah, you get a free cow. And you have to be under 50 seconds. I can't stress that enough, or you're not going to get the cow. Sorry. You're out of luck. But those were my top 10 favorite Ocarina of Time secrets slash Easter eggs slash whatever you want to call it. I know there's a ton more. I couldn't get to all of them, like the Mario one, all the holes in the ground, they're everywhere. There's tons of them. If you guys can think of any of that not a lot of people know about, maybe comment below. Maybe we can make a part 2. Thanks for watching. If you guys like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to, subscribe. That's everything. See you guys later. Peace.